City Council regular meeting to order for January the 20th, 2026 here at 6 p.m. Roll call, Sean,
I'm here.
Alicia,
Here.
Mark, Brad Smith could not be here tonight. Clay's here, Ashley,
Here.
Steve,
Yep.
Larry,
Here.
Brad Simmons, and 10 people in the audience. At this time, we'll do the invocation with Alicia and the pledge of allegiance with Sean.
Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for this day you've given each and every one of us, Lord. I just thank you for all the blessings, Lord. I just ask that you watch over us and guide us as we make our decisions for our community. Lord, I give you all the praise and the glory. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Any additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda? Seeing none. Item 4, discuss and or approve the following meeting minutes. December 2nd, 2025.
I make the motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by Sean,
Second.
second by Alicia. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. December 16th, 2025, regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Sean. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Report of officers, Mr. Tibbs.
Our citywide GIS mapping project is still ongoing. Probably another few months before we get out. They're due to come back out for a couple of days to do some field work. So like I said, we're trying to set up that schedule. For the marina down there, the Granger group was by here last week to talk a little bit more about the project and what do you think. They're still in the planning phases, but they're obviously still very interested and are trying to get investors lined up, that type of thing. So, but they were again fired last week to let us know that they're still actively trying to get something together.
Susan, shut that door, please. Thank you.
The broadband they had that BEAD challenge program, which was where the remaining areas where if we proved that they were underserved or unserved, there was additional funding for that. But I guess the Florida broadband office got they got the National Telecommunications Information Administration to approve their plan on January 7th. And the companies that were awarded money under that program were supposed to receive their awards by the week of January 16th, but they have not. We did get a call from Connexon. They did get awarded some money for in the area of Moorhead, Glades County, but right now they don't know exactly how much they did receive or exactly what locations, but that should be forthcoming here soon. And then the Comcast and Xfinity has had the ongoing project here for high-speed internet broadband. Their last call in, they said they expect to be finished in March of 2026 to have this area done. Right now, I know there's wire in certain places, and they won't be completed until I think it was someone has something.
Okay, does anybody got anything for Larry? Okay, Steve?
Yeah, I got a couple things. So we had several years ago initiated a code enforcement case regarding the Ogletree property. And at the time, Ms. Ogletree had leased it to an individual who turned it into a junkyard. And about the same time, the city had rezoned that property and the property next door, which is owned by Mr. Alvarez, from industrial to multifamily residential. So if you recall, the code enforcement case, we had originally cited the Ogletree property because the tenant was basically dumping Hurricane Ian boats there, trying to color it as was useful salvage, where it was just basically being turned into a junkyard. So we were successful with the code enforcement case, and the Judge Lundy at the time found it to be in fact a junkyard and ordered that those conditions be remedied. So then this gentleman turned around and sued the city with regards to that issue, and about the same time as Ogletree instituted an eviction against the gentleman and was successful in evicting him as well from the property. But the problem is, as you probably seen, and I rode by there today, is it's kind of like nothing has changed in a few years now. The eviction case, this guy's appealed. It's in front of the appellate court. Another attorney is handling that case. I'd be surprised if the appellate court overturned the eviction case. And then last week, the court here dismissed the gentleman's lawsuit against the city. So I'm going to be filing a motion to recoup our attorney's fees. I don't know if the court will grant it or not, but there's a mechanism when a case is dismissed that the court could award attorney's fees, because we've expended several $1,000s in that case, and then he had turned around and sued the city as well. So, so from the legal perspective, things have been moving along on that fairly positively. But the question becomes, what do we do with the junkyard? And it looks like, I would say, and I don't know, Brad, maybe you can help me there. There's at least a dozen vessels still left on this property. There's some other stuff, but I think basically the vessels are the big. Yeah, and then of course overgrowth. So something needs to be done. Ms. Ogletree is still the owner of the property. Unfortunately, it falls under, her ownership. And I don't know what the answer is, quite honestly, because it's going to cost several $1,000s to remedy the issue there. Now, in conjunction with that, I've been approached by a couple of realtors who are interested in developing those properties, excuse me, as multifamily properties, but nothing's going to happen positively until push comes to shove and those vessels are removed. So I'm bringing it to your attention because it's beleaguered for a few years now and something needs to be done.
Is it possible the court will direct him to move that stuff or not?
I mean,
He did just what we said he was going to.
yeah, even if the court did, this gentleman's very hard to find. I think he's from the Miami area, and it'd be hard to get leverage over him. In fact, I want to say he might have a warrant currently out for him in Glades County. I'm not 100% because I think there was an incident on the property. So
if we cleaned it up, it's going to cost us a lot more. It's going to cost.
Ms. Ogletree needs to be responsible.
Ms. Ogletree, yeah,
unfortunately,
but I don't think she's got the,
no, but by the same, nothing's going to happen with this property
Until it's clean.
until it's cleaned. And I know, Larry, you had looked at the whole brownfield issue, and there is an ability to to do something through there, but, that's not my area, so I don't know if that could be called upon in any,
Well, wait a minute now, the boats and all, brownfield is two different issues, right?
yeah, yes and no.
Uh,
But,
yeah.
but we gotta get the property clean in order to get to that, so.
So-
You didn't answer my question, really.
What's that?
The court won't do anything about him
Uh,
cleaning it up because they can't find him.
They can't find it.
Well,
We already went to court for it.
yeah, and there's already a court order that says he shall clean the property, but I have to find him to have him held in contempt, that's the problem. So, which I have no problem doing, since I'll be working on the file to at least try to recoup attorney's fees on it, but it's a problem. I don't know what it's gonna cost to
Brad, that isn't a simple cleanup either. is it? There's some oil spillage and all that.
Yeah, there's environmental over there.
So I,
Fuel, but I don't know when he brought that stuff in there, what he dumped on the ground.
yeah, I don't know that we want to touch that.
well, but by the same, we need to do something about it at some point. I'm bringing it up because it's an issue and it's not gonna get any better. There's, if you recall, also, so the city has on paper a street that runs through the middle of the Alvarez property. And I know that, from the city's perspective, they have identified some underground contamination there as well that could get cleaned up, but it doesn't make sense to clean up this piece of property when 20 yards away, you have, who knows what.
So, I mean, legally, what can we do? I personally, when you said there was contamination, I don't think the city needs to touch that.
Well,
And that's just me.
mhm.
And we don't have the equipment to tear up that mess.
I don't necessarily have an answer for you tonight, but I'm bringing it to your attention that through the court cases, we're able to move forward on that. So now, how you move forward on it's another story.
The EDC had some studies done, or there were several properties that stuff was done, just like the one over here by the marina, whatever, but it was done it. I think it was a phase one. I'm not sure if they ever did a phase two on that, but
Yeah, I think they did do it. I seem to say, yeah, I think.
Yeah, there was, I'm
Yeah.
part of it, I'm part of
on part of it, yeah. I mean, it's been, work done there, but, and there was, and that part probably fall under the brownfields, but then the.
Yeah, but I think we're talking two different issues.
Well, but
I think you got your brownfield
Yeah.
cleanup is here, but the boats.
Well, but it's probably gonna
and
morph.
this is
Yeah,
over
you gotta
here.
clean them off before you clean the
Yeah.
property.
But it's
Yeah.
probably gonna morph next door, because I can't imagine that it's gonna stop right at the underground, it's gonna stop right at this property line. Obviously, there's gonna be an issue on the Ogletree property as well, which would be to her benefit ultimately as well. But
Well,
she doesn't have, when I had talked to the family last, and it's been a while.
well, if it was any other resident in the city of Moorhaven, how would we handle
That's why I'm bringing it to your attention.
it? Wouldn't we go clean it up and put a lien on the property, which we don't really want the property, especially with the other issues.
All right.
Legal, you figure it out.
Well, I guess
Let us
we
know
talk about
something,
maybe
y'all.
getting an estimate.
If we go in there with our machines and stuff, they've got fuel tanks in them, they've got.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that we
No,
physically do
I
it.
don't want the city. No,
Yeah, we have the phase one and phase twos for those properties, but those are all studies. So right now, talking to the South Florida Regional Planning Council, there's who's handling the grants for that. There's not really any money for the brownfield portion of the cleanup. So, they're funding the studies, but they're not funding the cleanup, so.
I just, like I said, when you say there's contamination from his deal, No, I don't, we don't want to get in weight off of them waters. Mm, that's something we need to discuss. Do some
I have
research to see how
I have a client in LaBelle that runs a marina. I mean, I could ask him maybe to take a ride up to eyeball it just to see what he thinks it would cost to take those vessels out of there. The rest of it, who knows? I don't know what we'll get into once, you get it at least cleaned up or cleared off to where you can get it cleaned up, but there is an opportunity at some point in time, and that's probably totality of about 4 acres
Mhm.
between Mr. Alvarez's, that street that's going nowhere, and then the Ogletree property, to where it could become a viable piece of property for multifamily housing once it's cleaned up, but until it gets cleaned up.
Would you please look into our legal options
Mhm.
and get back to us, because that I don't think 10,000 is gonna cover that.
Oh, no, it's not.
I don't think,
That, the property, the Ogletree property, years ago, it was a golf ball plant. So,
Mr. Ahern, I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
rude. Let's don't wait off in them waters, please.
okay, no, that's just what it was.
If you'll think about it, you'll know what I'm trying to say.
Information from
Yeah,
what you-
yeah, I know, I know.
And actually, I think the other property was to a certain extent too,
It was a package
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
That was there.
so.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Like I said, please, let's don't wait off in them.
but that's been a problem all along the railroad historically anyway, is the way it was used way back when and what was dumped along there way back when. But I'll start work, trying to come up with some answers and go from there. But at least let's progress to the point where I think we can reasonably start trying to figure out how to get it cleared up, because the court case is up.
Good.
Got a question, Larry, about on the whole gas tax.
Yes.
Because I had seen that, can that be used for, to put in a new road as well, as opposed to repairing roads?
Yeah.
So if there was, is there like a pecking order, or we set that?
I thought we went, yeah, we had already rode around and,
Well, yeah, I was gonna mention tonight that I would suggest that at our next meeting, that we have a more than a workshop, probably a workshop and a meeting to review and finalize a list of streets that that need to be resurfaced, repaired, that kind of thing. So
I thought we just submitted a list.
but I know we mentioned it.
Hadn't they? Up by the school. You
You gonna live?
Those were for the Scott grant.
Yeah.
Okay, that was for the Scott
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
But that list, couldn't you go off that same list and just say,
We can, but we have multiple lists that you probably need to prioritize it. Will be different times we've. There, so I mean, we probably, we probably need to prioritize, because we can't, I don't think that we're gonna be able to do maybe, 3, 4, something like that. I don't know, depending on how much. So I would, I would suggest we have at the, prior to the next meeting, have a special meeting, just a workshop to discuss prioritizing the streets that we can proceed forward with it.
We can really look at it.
I think,
That's all I have.
where are we with the property down here at Avenue 3 and 3rd Street I'm talking about Avenue J down by the Baptist Church? The mess that's out in the middle of, did the court overrule on that?
We are in the process of revising the notice and warning to, there was a change in ownership. So we're revising the process of revising the complaint to restart the correct ownership. So it shouldn't be, it's just a matter of, changing the ownership name on it, reserving the thing. And like I said, we'll go for a notice of hearing because it constitutes
Start the process
a
over if it turned to.
bypass the complaint, it goes to notice of hearing because there's a possibility that it's hazardous and poses a threat to the things that can go scheduled later.
Can't make this up. What would happen if we just took a front end loader down there and balled it up, put it in the grabber truck and hauled it off?
If they had something imported in there and we took it. Going on private property.
I mean, the legal process has to be initiated. What ultimately how it gets cleaned up is another story, but until you do that.
There's a couple more getting just as bad.
Just as bad. Did we ever get the sit down with Colleen and Larry and let's get all this thing, make sure all the papers are done the right way and there's an order of doing it?
Well,
now?
when he sends me the paperwork, then I was gonna do that. If you want to send me ahead of
Yeah,
time.
we have redone the forms, yes, into the format we use
Henry. Mhm.
Leader County. We have reformatted we have one as a notice of violation and the other one is notice of hearing. So two primary ones that we're using now to process them. So
Do you have the papers ready tonight
for,
that we need to go to
no,
carry this forward?
I've got to go into the Property Restoration's website and get new names and addresses and I'll put those in the form. So I'll probably,
Okay, let's do this the fast way. You get what you gotta get, please, done, and then either put them in the car and drive them to Steve's
No,
office.
you just email them. I already looked at them.
Okay.
The first
Let's
set that
let's
they're
get this
changing.
done. I mean, this is getting now we're on 6 months and a few days, a couple of weeks and a few days. Yes,
Can I make a recommendation that y'all were just talking about a workshop or something else for the
Streets.
workshop about the code enforcement, so everybody's on the same page and we're all looking at the same paper and doing what they were supposed to be doing.
I agree. I think there's a lot of blurred lines in between what we can let go and what we can't and timely manner. I don't feel like Colleen has had guidance on, the grass is 2 inches high or it's 10 inches high or, I feel like a workshop would be good for all of us to sit down and go over all of it.
There's a lot of laws and little things that you have.
Yeah, that we have no idea about.
Everybody can tell you about it.
Yeah.
Everybody be on the same page, you know.
If you
So that
say
is
so.
getting ridiculous.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
He wasn't done with me though. So.
is anybody got anything for Steve? No, you and I can talk in a little bit.
Well, just cover licensed vehicles that are sitting around also.
Well, it's. I have a procedure that she should follow that I've talked to her about. Whether or not it's been done or not, I can't speak to that because I haven't seen it. So it's a simple procedure. It's cookie cutter.
It blows my mind. I mean, there's 4 adults. Y'all can't get together and check on each other. I mean,
Well, but keep in mind, enforcement or am I?
but no,
am I
you're our.
Right, but
Hey,
if I
You
don't,
can look up there and say, hey, Larry, did you make sure it's got done? Or Larry can look at Colleen and say, did this get
but
done?
if I don't know about it, how do I do
Well,
it?
that's what I'm saying. We can't all get together and say, are we doing our jobs right? I mean, the council's catching hell and we're throwing our sticks up against the wall trying to get something done and we don't feel like nothing's getting done. And all we kept hearing is the paperwork's not right, or we hadn't submitted, or we don't know nothing about it. It's getting, feel our frustration.
it has to be observed and you do see that they're out there,
Is this what, is this list what you're talking about, observed?
Yeah.
I could have done that in 15 minutes, man.
Well,
I can get out and walk and do that right there.
she was only back the last week.
I mean,
This is like-
we've never addressed the 3 properties over here at Chain that's violation, that's, hog wire fences. We've never addressed that.
One across the street from the shop, putting up 8-foot fence or whatever. Right along, the front.
And I'm not sitting there blaming you, Steve. I'm not blaming Larry. I'm not blaming Colleen. And I'm actually gonna blame us. But at some time, guys, we got to get together and get this mess right. It don't take rocket. I mean, I hate to say it, sound like redneck here, but it's not rocket science. If it's not right, it's not right. You know? And if there's a question, Brad needs to call Larry. Larry don't know the answer, call Steve. If Steve don't know the answer, he calls the council and we'll make a decision. But are we gonna be doing this in 6 months? Are we gonna be sitting up here arguing about this? I'm done.
We're the mayor, so what's next on the list, sir?
Ashley, you got anything?
I do not.
Brad, you got anything?
Then code working over on Avenue F, they've got the main line in and the taps are in from the sewer. On that, it's covered up, they've got to come back with concrete around the tap. And, they'll be moving over to the south of Cactus Avenue. Start one of those 2 projects there on those 2 dirt roads to extend that, put those taps in, so that's where they're having the project. They'll pave when it's all said and done, repave that. What's happening in part of Cactus. Just so you all know, Friday, we've got a hot marker, the fire extinguisher company that'll be coming in Friday to keep us up to code and stuff with our fire extinguisher, keep us. We should be. I was just gonna bring up about the code enforcement thing about maybe having a workshop and have a little better understanding of what's going on. Where we're at.
Okay. Anybody, anything for Brad? You done?
I do. Brad, there's some of your workers are taking extended lunch breaks. Like one of the tree by the new school for like hours, just sitting there in a pickup truck.
By the who?
Yes,
I hadn't told them, we meet.
Any plans on sealing the docks?
We can do it again.
You just did it, didn't you?
yeah.
We just done
Man, it just soaked it right in.
it. We can do it again.
Alicia, you got anything for Brad?
No.
Mark, you got anything else?
No.
I'm good. Item 6, approval of bills in the amount of $85,846.02.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alicia,
Second.
seconded by Sean. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 7, citizens' comments. General concern speakers are limited to 3 minutes.
I'm sorry, and I can totally appreciate the conversation that you guys just had. But I still have to go through this. Good evening, Mayor, City Council. My name is Susan. I live on 442 Avenue L. It sounds like I'm crying because I can't speak in front of people. Moorhaven is not just a dot on a map. It is our home. It is our families, our children, seniors, small businesses, and people who genuinely want to see the city thrive. I'm speaking tonight not in anger, but out of deep concern and disappointment, but mostly hope. Code enforcement is failing this community.
We have visible junkyards, abandoned properties, and homeless camps that continue to grow while law-abiding residents are left feeling ignored. These are not hidden issues. These are out in the open, and yet nothing changes. Meanwhile, residents who come before you respectfully asking permission for things that already exist throughout the city are made to feel like they are the problem. That's backwards, and it is discouraging. Leadership matters. Accountability matters. When citizens follow the rules, show up, ask questions, and try to do the right things the right way. This is emotional for me, I'm sorry. They deserve to be heard and respected, not dismissed or delayed while obvious violations go untouched. If leadership does not hold employees accountable, morale drops, trust erodes, and the public loses faith. Accountability is not mean. It is not personal. It is leadership. And finally, I want to remind this council of something I have reminded you before. Florida law is clear. To run for office in the city of Moorhaven and to be paid to make decisions on behalf of the city, you must live in the city of Moorhaven. Florida statute, along with the city's governing rules, requires residency for those elected to represent and to be compensated by this community. Representation means living in the same realities, seeing the same problems, and being affected by the same decisions as the people you serve. I am asking respectfully but firmly that this council step up, enforce the codes already on the books, protect the residents who are doing the right thing, hold employees accountable, lead with integrity, and remember that authority you hold comes with responsibility to the people who live here, who work here, and believe Moorhaven can be better. If you have given up and you think you cannot make these things happen, step down and let somebody who can sit in your chair. We, the taxpayers, are not asking for perfection. We are asking for effort, fairness, leadership, and accountability.
3 minutes. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for me?
3 minutes. Sorry, Susan.
All right,
You want to go next?
yeah, I'll take 3.
Uh,
All right.
wait, does anybody want to go before John? I'm not trying to be rude, but all right, Mr.
Well, I'll do that. I may have somebody give me some time, so.
No, it's 3 minutes. It's
Well,
3 minutes.
You can ask your attorney about that, so I can have. that.
Well, I've asked him about 3 or 4 things tonight. He can't give me an answer.
Well,
So
yeah, he answered that the other day when I asked you about it. But anyway, I just, a couple of things. Mark touched on, about the cars. I mean, wonder sometime back in the past, you were able to red tag cars and people didn't take care of them. They were towed off. I don't know what happened to that ordinance. The same night, I think after the last meeting, I've seen several properties that have been mowed, and did the city mow those?
Yes.
Across from your house?
Yes.
I didn't see them when they were mowed, but, they were, so I assume the city mowed them but I don't know if the notification ordinance, there's an ordinance in place that you have to send a notice and then, to do it. But I don't know if that was done. I know the property was mowed. They need to be mowed because there was creatures crawling out there. The other Clay, I had this afternoon, at the last meeting, I'd asked about some financial stuff. I don't know when you talk about the finances on down on the deal here, if we want to, I got a couple of questions about a couple of things that observations I saw there. I hadn't looked at it very long because I didn't get it till 3 o'clock.
it's your 3 minutes, Mr. Ahern. It's your 3 minutes, sir.
Now,
Huh?
you have to do it now to inform them if there's something you want them to look at
Okay.
when they get to that line.
I was curious about, well, a couple of things that were there on the, just to point out now that you're probably not aware of it, but on the sales tax money. I mean, I don't know if y'all looked at stuff there, the report, but the money that you're getting, was, and part of the reason I'm here and concerned, I mean, I was on the county commission and pushed for the change for the city to get the 20%. of the sales tax money versus the 11.91 that you got previous. And that equaled to whatever, $98,000 that you got because I pushed for it for the city. So I, I've got a vested interest there in that. The other on the gas tax money, Larry had said something. I know that, you had a balance of 622,000, I think, or something, was what it was. Now, I know that, here, back in October 24, the city got the money from that the county was holding.
Yeah.
612,000.
Yes.
And you've had money added to it, but I was curious what the gas tax money, what it had been spent on. With the balance, I mean, you got about $140,000 and then what, and there's only $10,000 more than there was when you got it from county, but I didn't know. And you should have.
That's 3 minutes, but I got it. I'll blow you 3 minutes because I got a question. There's two taxes here we're talking about. I want to make sure that I'm right. One, if I'm not mistaken, can only be used for sporting or like a ball field or recreational expense, right?
The sales tax money, I don't know, that one is, and I'm not sure when that was put in place, when it was divided up and, on that. I think I was on the county commission at that time and I said how the city.
Answer that question.
But like the sales tax and the municipal revenue sharing and all that, it's based on a population formula. So we get percent based on our size. The local option gas tax, like you said, the county gets 80% and we get 20%.
Yeah.
And that was an ordinance that was passed here some while ago.
But we changed the deal where you're getting 20% of the county sales tax money. It's not on this form that you sent.
But if I'm not mistaken, Larry's the one that found that.
Well,
It didn't find it. It was a law.
No, that's what I'm telling you,
No,
Mr.
it was-
I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is we kept getting 10%, 10%, 10%. And Larry finally said, this ain't right.
what happened with the local option gas tax? It's like I said, you 80-20% split. We got the 20%, and then for some reason we were sending 80% of our 20% to the
Correct.
county.
Yes,
That's what I found.
Yeah,
And
well,
we
that
get-
was when it was originally set up for the gas tax way back. The city was gonna get 20%, and of that 20% the city got, 80% went to the county for a fund that was held there to draw interest. And when there was a road project, the city and the county did, they could do that and you could.
We came back before the council, and they decided we.
Well, I know, and then you got
the money back.
You got the 612,000 there. The question I had was, the money, what, the 600, you got 612 in October 24, and you got about another 150,000
Yes.
last year, but there's only 622,000 in the account.
Like I said, they returned 5 something, so I.
No, it was 600.
It was
It
six.
was
That's the balance.
$612,420.30.
The total balance in the account. The county returned back a little over 500,000. Another
Larry,
balance in
Larry,
there.
I'll correct you on that. He is right. We did get 612,000
Okay.
back from them. Yes.
Okay.
But anyway, the balance you see, and I didn't look at the numbers till 3 o'clock when I
Yeah.
got them, but anyway, I questioned, how we went from 612 to 622 when you'd received about 150,000.
And so we'll look at it again, but that's what we were mentioning tonight about having the workshop meeting to decide which streets we're going to.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta have a priority to do all
We'll have,
that.
by then we'll have the correct balances of what, like.
And the sad part about that, it costs as much to pave the road now. It's no different than some of the other stuff we talked about earlier. The construction cost it's gone up, it's up so much that it's out of hand, it don't go very far, but I just.
Okay, I'd like to make a comment. Mr. Ahern, respectfully, I don't appreciate how you talked to Mr. Tibbs after the meeting, after our last meeting.
Okay.
And I just think it's rude.
Well,
honestly.
Alicia, okay, I understand your point now, but
You're not gonna talk over me.
Hold
I'm
on,
just letting
hold
you know
on.
what I'm telling you. You know what you said, you know how you acted, and I don't appreciate it. And we can move on.
well, I'd asked for stuff and I didn't get a response from him.
There's a proper channel to request more.
They've been asking for information. I asked him to call me.
We have a public records request,
I understand.
spot on our website.
That wasn't
You
public
can
record,
follow the
that was a
rules
call.
just like everyone else
All
in the
right.
city.
We're moving on. Anybody else got anything they want to say? All right. Mayor and council to give reports. Sean,
I'm good.
I don't have anything.
Mark? The dedication for Miss Perry Street, if it's all right with y'all, will be February the 11th. I believe Kim said at 10:30. Will the plaque be back by then?
And I wanted to make sure y'all were all good with it, with what I had told you I was gonna put on it. I wrote it down. Street dedicated
Street dedicated.
in honoring Miss Julie Perry. Or would y'all,
That's the only times we got, I can't make it.
February 11th?
said 10:30?
10:30.
What's the matter?
Are you good?
I'm good. Well, we should have.
So y'all can't do, I mean, say something now, because I got the notes.
I mean, y'all can do it. I mean, I won't be there. There's no way. It's Valentine's week.
All right.
I would like to be there, but if that's what she chose, then that's fine.
We'll have to go account. Where do you get it new?
And I have it on my desk. I just haven't had time to get back here. Been a little
Anybody
busy.
got anything else?
You said 10 a.m. for the day?
10:30.
10:30?
Food will be provided. I need to talk to you about that in a little bit too.
So is that date set in stone?
No, but, Miss Perry is available that day. If y'all would like to back it up, let me know and I'll be,
I mean, I could pop in, but I won't be able to stay.
yeah. But do you want to check your calendar and,
No, I mean, my calendar is fine, just saying to make sure that she can be there so we can do it at 25th. But, I mean, if they can.
let's keep it then,
The 11th?
the 11th.
Okay.
All right. Anybody have anything for me? Item 9, discussion statements.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Sean, second by Bruce. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?